Carlo Acutis, a Catholic Italian teenager who died in 2006, has been cleared for canonization by the Vatican after a second miracle was recently attributed to his intercession. Acutis, a gamer and computer programmer who loved soccer and the Eucharist, has been the subject of interest around the world. Pope Francis referred to Carlo as a model of holiness in a digital age. Carlo was born May 3, 1991, in London, though his family moved to Milan shortly after. From a young age, Carlo seemed to have a special love for God, even though his parents weren't especially devout. His mom said she had been to Mass only for her first communion, her confirmation, and her wedding. But young Carlo's unique and unexplained devotion led to her deep conversion. The priest promoting his cause for sainthood noted that Carlo managed to drag his relatives, his parents, to Mass every day. It was not the other way around. It was not his parents bringing the little boy to Mass, but it was he who managed to get himself to Mass and to convince others to receive communion daily. He had a gift for empathy and was known for defending kids at school who got picked on, especially disabled kids. Carlo loved soccer and video games. He also bought computer programming books and taught himself computer coding and animation. He had a great devotion to Mary and loved to pray the rosary. He went to Mass and confession as often as he could. Carlo loved the Eucharist and was fascinated by Eucharistic miracles. He asked his parents to take him on pilgrimages to the places of the saints and to the sites of Eucharistic miracles. Using his research, he began creating what would eventually become a website to catalog and share the information with others. Carlo was concerned by people growing distant to the church and the sacraments and desperately wanted to bring them back. On the site, he told people that the more often we receive the Eucharist, the more we will become like Jesus, so that on this earth we will have a foretaste of heaven. At age 15, Carlo was diagnosed with an untreatable leukemia. He offered up his suffering for others coping with illness and said, "I offer all the suffering I will have to suffer for the Lord, for the Pope, and the Church." Carlo died from his illness on October 12, 2006. At his request, he was buried in Assisi because of his love for St. Francis. Archbishop Domenico Sorrentino of Assisi said, "Carlo is a boy of our time, a boy of the internet age, and a model of holiness of the digital age, as Pope Francis presented him in his letter to young people around the world." The computer has become a way of going through the streets of the world, like the first disciples of Jesus, to bring to hearts and homes the announcement of true peace, that which quenches the thirst for the infinite that inhabits the human heart. The call for Acutis to be canonized began not long after his death. Canonization is a rigorous and often lengthy four-part process. On October 12, 2012, the 6th anniversary of his death, the Archdiocese of Milan opened the cause for canonization. The campaign gained momentum when the Congregation for the Causes of Saints issued a statement that there was nothing preventing the cause from moving forward. He was then named a servant of God, the first stage on the path towards sainthood. The opening of the diocesan investigation was held on February 15, 2013, with Cardinal Angelo Scola inaugurating the process and concluding it on November 24, 2016. Scola said Acutis was not called to be a movie star, but a star in heaven, and that Acutis was a new treasure in the Ambrosian Church. Pope Francis next confirmed his life as one of heroic virtue on July 5, 2018, declaring him venerable. On November 14, 2019, the Vatican's Medical Council of the Congregation for the Causes of Saints expressed a positive opinion about a miracle in Brazil attributed to Carlo's intercession. Luciana Viana had taken her son, Matthias, who was born with a pancreatic defect that made eating difficult, to a prayer service. Beforehand, she had prayed a novena asking for Carlo's intercession. During the service, Matthias had asked that he should not throw up as much. Immediately following the service, he told his mother that he felt healed and asked for solid food when he came home. Until then, he had been on an all-liquid diet. After a detailed investigation, Pope Francis confirmed the miracle's authenticity in a decree on February 21, 2020, leading to Carlo's beatification. On May 23, 2024, Pope Francis recognized a second miracle attributed to the intercession of Carlo and approved the promulgation of canonization to finalize the process of making him the first millennial saint. The miracle attributed to his intercession occurred in 2022 when a Costa Rican woman named Valeria had fallen off her bike and suffered a brain hemorrhage, with doctors giving her a low chance of survival. Valeria's mother, Liliana, prayed for the intercession of Carlo and visited his tomb. The same day, Valeria began to breathe independently again and was able to walk the next day with all evidence of the hemorrhage having disappeared. A date has yet to be set for his canonization ceremony. May we all seek to live a life as holy and courageous as Carlo Acutis.